This might shock our world, but black people is the real Jews.
Okay, so go.
Do you know black people?
Go start wearing tzitzis. Start wearing tzitzis. Go follow the Bible. Start doing what the Bible says. If you say that you're Jewish, start doing what the Bible says.
Black people is the real Jews.
So, very good. Start following the Bible.
Why you want to swing on me or something? Read how I sing, man.
This is just straight out so funny. This is just a brilliant response that the Jew gives him. You know what happens? When you call someone up to responsibility, suddenly they go running away. You're the real Jew, knock yourself out. Start listening to what the Torah says, what the Bible says. Let's see what a Jew you are right now. It's all about living up to responsibility. That's what it's all about. And calling anyone to task is say, hey, step up to your game, buddy. I don't want to just hear the words.
As an Ethiopian Jew in Israel, do you feel equal to white Jews?
אנחנו יהודים לכל דבר. אנחנו אין לנו ארץ אחרת. ארץ הקודש זה מה שאנחנו. אנחנו גם מרגישים ככה. זאת אומרת, למרות שיש מוסדות כאלה וכאלה שלא רוצים, לא כל כך מקבלים אותן.
בנוסף, במקור, גם במקורות, מתואר הצבע של היהודי הוא שלנו. לא הלבן והבלונד והעיניים כחולות, לא.
So you saying you all are the original Jews?
You know, it really is quite glorious, because when I tell you we are a thorn in these people's YT Jesus, YT Jews and Matrix, man, we really are. You know, I was just in a coffee shop and I saw this event that they're having relatively close by where I live, and it just so happens that the pastor, a YT male, and another YT male came in right as I was looking at the card, and they invited me to come. So naturally, me being a real Jew, a real child of Israel, you know, I asked them whether or not they believe those Ish people over there in Israel are the real descendants, and he said he absolutely does believe that. And I said, sir, what proof do you have of that? And he was like, well, they're Jew. And I asked him again, I said, sir, what proof do you have of that? You know, and then I started naming up scriptures, and I started diving into, like, you know, how they fit none of the prophecies biblically or historically. They were inserted in that fake land in the desert somewhere in 1948. And, you know, I started going into diving in, you know, how black Americans do fit the prophecies of the tribe of Judah and who we are and how the world looks at us, and it all makes sense, right? And I posed a question to him. I said, how is it that they're the real descendants of Israel, and in Satan's world, they're at the top, they own and control everything in Satan's world? So how are they the real children of Israel? How are they the real children of Israel when the Bible says that the real Israelites would awaken in their captivity? When have those Ish people in Israel ever not known within their reality that they weren't the Israelites, to where they awakened to being the Israelites, right? And they're just looking at me, you know, the YT pastor and this other YT, I guess, I don't know, right? And they're relatively young. They look like they're probably like early 40s. You know what I'm saying? So they're just looking at me, and then looking at me, and looking at me, and looking at me, and I'm just going on and on and on. And what do the Bible say, right? They don't even try to debate with us anymore. The wicked flee. So they said, nice to meet you, sir. And I said, wait, before you go, I'm gonna stop by. You're giving a sermon. I'm gonna stop by. I'm gonna check in and hear your sermon. You know, I wanna hear, you know, where it's going with it, right? Like what are you gonna preach? So, you know, I'll definitely stop by. That's what I told him, you know. And right, I said, but sir, I have one more question to you, right? I said, do you believe Jesus is God? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, you know what I said? I said, you know what? You have a good day, sir. I'll see you there at your event. But the Gentiles, man, like they have no under or overstanding of like anything or nothing. They don't even understand. They don't even fully comprehend what they believe. Honestly, that's how watered down and easy the satanic pagan Christianity is, right? Like, it feeds into people's ego to where you can just know a tiny bit about the Bible and think somehow, some way, because what they've done is they've made it so much about Jesus. They focus so much on the love and Jesus, and they think that's enough, and they don't even have to really comprehend or understand anything about what they're reading or doing, because to them, as long as they go back to their program and their soundbite, you know, Jesus, or their other soundbite, or that shouldn't matter. So they have certain sound bites that's in their reality that they divert to when people start talking about things that are actually in the Bible biblically, you know. And when it gets too overwhelming, like how I was for that pastor, you know, he wanted to get up out of that real quick because the whole freaking cafe was listening in. I'm the only black man in there, in a cafe filled with YT people talking about, no, I think the blacks in the blacks in America are the real descendants of Israel. And I was very respectful. You know what I mean? I know not to get hot-headed and like, no, I know how to deal with these people. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's hilarious, because I mean, how are you a pastor and you don't even have like elementary ABC basic under an understanding of some of the things that I'm saying? But like I said, from their reality, they don't need that, because long as they go back to their precious Jesus, their precious Jesus, is that's all they need to do. That's all they need to do, right? I've said it once, I'll say it again. Everybody, and I have people in religion that I respect and love dearly. Muslims, Christians, right? But I've gone on a record before, and I'm gonna go on a record again. Christians are the most deceived people, not just on earth now, but to ever exist. All praise to the Most High.
There's a difference between the words Shemite versus Semite.
What's the difference?
The difference is this. The term Shemite represents an Israelite of the original Hebrews who were black, or men and women of color. I'm not making this a black and white discussion today. Abraham, father, Hamitic, black. So
in Latin,
in Latin, but also within the Hasidic Hebrew tongue. So when we say Hasidic Hebrew, there's over 300 dialects of Hebrew. Some people say, I speak Hebrew. What dialect? So in actuality, all 300 of these dialects within the Hebrew language are actually offsprings of its mother tongue, Aramaic, that Christ spoke. So that's another topic for another day. So every Hebrew is a Jew, but not every Jew is a Hebrew. So the word of the Lord did not say that the Jews were in Egyptian bondage. It said that the Hebrews, which means Hebrews. So when I say every Hebrew is a Jew, but not every Jew is a Hebrew, today's Jews, they are not Israelites
of those times.
They're Israelis, but they're not Israelites. So the term Semite was concocted and created by a German philosopher by the name of Dr. August Ludwig von Schlosser. During the mid-1800s, created the term Sem or Semite, even on the website of the Anti-Defamation League. On the website, on the ADL's website, it said that the term Semite or Semitic was created by a German philosopher, but they don't mention the name of the German philosopher, but I will. Is Dr. August Ludwig von Schlosser. So the term Semite is a misnomer. It's not an evil term, but they today are not the original Hebrews or Jews. So when you look at Black America and the Black diaspora, we are the original Israelites. While the Jews today are brothers and sisters, they are what I call our historical children. They are Israelis, but they're not Israelites. They are Semites, but they are not
Shemites.
Shemites.
I don't know what time y'all on, but please do not include me in this nonsense. I'd like to make a public declaration. PSA, I do not comply. I do not descend from I descend from Kakata. And I don't know who Abraham is, but I swear to God, he ain't my daddy, bitch. I have no clue what the fuck this actually means. It don't make no sense. Even when I read it, try backwards and forward, it don't make sense to me. I don't know what this means. There are black people who are Jewish. I don't know what real Jew. I don't even, what does that even fucking mean? But please do not include me. I do not comply. And also, I don't comply actually with having my identity attached to a nation state, a religion, a deity, a god, anything that's superiority. If it's superior of anything, actually, don't include me. Okay, y'all can, I guess, I don't know what y'all playing with the Deuteronomies, but I do not comply. Okay, do not include me with this bullshit that y'all. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck y'all. I don't know. I do not comply. That's all I will say. I do not comply to this. The blacks. I don't even. This a lot. This segment is a lot of shit that I do not. Once again, I do not comply. Okay. Have a nice.
Shalom, fellow Jews. Black people who descended from the transatlantic slave trade, you are the real Jews of the Bible. And I am clearly just saying this loudly because I am sick and tired of seeing that our history is not properly represented. And I've been lately on, TikTok, I've been on the Christian side of it and everything. And I've just been seeing a lot of just horrible representation and just seeing that Jesus is white, the Jews are white, almost the angels are white. Why is all of this being depicted? And then because I just feel like with that, it just shows how white supremacy had ingrained into our thing. And because we went through slavery and all of these things that has happened and everything, now we're worshiping their gods, we're doing everything. And I just wanted to talk first and foremost about us and the reasons why we're here and why we need to get back and everything. And I just wanted to say the reason why we're here is because we fit the curses of Deuteronomy 28. We did not listen to God. We were serving Baal, and Egypt, they were enslaving us and everything, and then Moses rescued us from that. We are the descendants of Moses, David, Abraham, Isaac, you name it. And there's nothing anyone can ever tell you about your history that you should let them ever take away from you. And I know there's a lot of black people that are stubborn and they don't want to listen. They want to think that they're probably Egyptian and that we need to come in spirituality with the universe, but that is clearly not the case. This is literally one of the main reasons why we are here where we are today, and we need to claim back to our roots, because I am sick and tired of us not being properly represented. And I just wanted to say that those people who are Jewish that wants to claim that they're Jews, there are synagogues of Satan. They are not of God. None of their practices is of God. They have so many beliefs that is against the preachings of God and everything. And I just wanted to say that the Bible is black history, and I'm not saying that other people are not important and that other people cannot make it into heaven. I just wanted to just speak about that. And I just also wanted to speak about the fact that not all black people are the same. We're not all the same. We did not all just came from Africa. Black people, we are a worldwide phenomenon. We came from everywhere. Okay, life may have started in Africa, but we are a worldwide phenomenon. And I just wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to talk about how so many of our lives, our culture and everything has been whitewashed. And I just wanted my people to wake up and, we come back to the way it was and everything. And I know it is a very difficult concept. It is a lot for us to just change our mindset, because the churches out here are not preaching the truth. They're not preaching. We go to churches all of our lives and we are bored in church, but we're never learn our true roots. We are learned that Jesus is white and all these things. And I'm sick and tired of it.